Morning, everybody. Cat on Point here, Cat Beck. Thanks for joining me and sharing my weight loss journey with me. Okay, it is Wednesday. That means it's weigh-in Wednesday for me, and I have to admit I was a little fearful of getting on the scale today because I can't really move my ring, and I don't know what happened, but I feel like I didn't drink enough water yesterday. I feel like I've got some inflammation going on. Not quite sure why, but I thought it's just going to be up, I'm sure. And I got on the scale, and guess what? I am down 0.6 this week, so a little over half a pound. I am so happy about that. Even with the inflammation, that's awesome. And last week I was down 0.8. So I think, little by little, we're going to get there. And I'm not upset that it's not a huge loss again. I'm just happy that it's continuously moving down. This is, the week right before Christmas weekend. So let me review some of the things that I did this week. So all the breakfast, I was going to say most of, but all of my breakfast, I stayed on point. And there were variations, but the basic tenet was egg and egg whites and a whole grain, oats or something that was made with oats, like pancakes or waffles, something like that. Other than that, it was pretty much oatmeal and some fruit. So I counted every single breakfast. I've just been really good at counting this week. All right, so you can really change breakfast around. I have keto bread here, fruit, eggs, one slice of bacon. Here's some oats with pumpkin seeds and fruit, Canadian bacon and a scramble, and then, maybe a big blueberry waffle on the side. Lunches, I stayed, I really added a lot of veggies, trying to gain those extra points, not because I want to use them, just because I like to collect them. Let me talk a little bit about this bowl from Bowlology. All right, so one day we were out shopping, me and the kids, and we had to stop in at lunch somewhere. And so I stopped at this place I've been meaning to go to, and it is called Bowlology. And they have I guess you can choose your protein, your type of rice, brown rice or white rice, and then a veggie, to go into it. They also have smoothie bowls, things like that. It seemed like a real health conscious place. So I thought, okay, I'll make a good choice in there. But what I really found, and I would have to say, maybe some people like it. I think if you like sushi bowls and stuff, you'll probably be happy here. But for me, I really wasn't. I don't really like sushi. I don't like the raw sushi anyway. And so I wanted a bowl with brown rice, veggies, and some chicken in it. And they didn't have any brown rice. And the chicken that it came with, which was sparse, was laden in like a teriyaki sugary sauce, which I definitely didn't want to have to count. And the vegetables seemed sparse to me. And so I didn't want to have to pay for a double order of the things that I felt I should have got, which I felt were a little expensive for what I got. And I knew I could do a much better job if I had just made this at home. So I'm not going to be going back to Bowlology. I think that it's kind of hard on points, and I didn't feel I was getting what I paid for. So anyway, that was a little bit of a bummer. And I'm not real big on the smoothie bowls because I think it's going to be just way too much sugars, and I have no idea how they make them. So I think there's just too much fruit in those, and then they top it with nuts and whatnot, and it's just going to be way too many calories. I'd rather make that at home too as well. So Bowlology for me is out. Right, dinners, I stayed lean too, added protein, kept in my points, but this night was a night out at Olive Garden, which I'm going to talk about. All right, so another time we went out to eat was this week was the Olive Garden. We were just out running errands and trying to get our Christmas packages together to mail out in time, and our whole family was just stuck out there, so we had to tuck in somewhere and get some dinner. We chose Olive Garden because I said I can do soup and salad and breadsticks and I will be fine. But your choices really matter here, and don't let it fool you. The breadsticks really add up points. I don't know, whatever it was just so much. And it took a really long time to get our food that night, so I ended up having 2 breadsticks. I had 1.5 bowls of the chicken gnocchi, which I like, but it's higher in points, I think, than the minestrone. The minestrone is pretty low in calories, but I didn't like that. I wanted the chicken gnocchi and some salad, of course, and you know, you have to count the, you know, the points for the salad because there's oil in it. But I think what really hurt me was that I had 1.5 bowls of the chicken gnocchi instead of just the 1 bowl, and I had 2 breadsticks instead of the 1 breadstick. So when you choose the richer foods like that, it's going to add up. And what was surprising to me was that I felt like I was higher on points that night than I was on all of the other days, and it actually took me out of my blue dot that day. So I did not appreciate that. But still, I lost this week even with that night. But when we have nights like this, it's important to learn from it and make a plan. I made a plan beforehand that this is what I was going to do. But now that I see the outcome of it, I'm going, I'm going to have to tweak that a little bit. So maybe next time I will go with the minestrone, stick with the 1 breadstick and then salad, or I'll find something else that's maybe lighter on the menu, maybe have them half it, immediately package the other half and take it home and just eat half of it while I'm there. That's also a good idea. So I will look over the menu before I go to Olive Garden next time and make another plan. And I don't want to make a plan when I go to the restaurant to just eat broccoli and dried chicken, because I want something to look forward to too. So the plan, I think, should involve picking something that I do like, but just making a plan to have it up and package it or something in a way that is going to allow me to enjoy it but not overeat on the points at the same time. Okay, so another thing that happened this week was a Christmas party that we look forward to going to all year. And it's friends of ours that we love, and they give a marvelous party. Lots of fun. Lots of love in the air, and fabulous foods. And so I kind of held it back this year because after all I got out of my points on Olive Garden night, I wanted to rein it back a little bit on this night, and I did that. So I'll show you my plate. Okay, so that night at the Christmas party, I did a really good job. I am proud of myself. I thought that I would be blowing it at the dessert table. I did not. So what I did was on my plate, I pretty much depended on the salmon and shrimp cocktail. Kind of that protein gave me some good low point energy, kept me full. I had some fruit, a few crackers, multigrain crackers, and I ended up having maybe almost half a cookie from my husband's plate of desserts. And now that was a challenging night for him, I will say. In fact, we're going to do a video next together, and he'll talk to you about how he's doing, which I have to admit, I think he's doing very well. The party was definitely kind of hard for him, but he has been tracking, guys. He downloaded the WW app, and he has been doing his best to track. And of course, I've been helping him like a ton. One of the things that I've been doing is packaging up his stuff. I'll do his breakfast and his lunch so he can take it to work. And then, of course, I have dinner all planned out when he comes home. But I basically have all those points measured out into bags, all of his foods, and then I actually write the points on the foods so he can get a visual. Even like the grapes and the carrots, it still says 0 points on those bags. The eggs, hard-boiled eggs, 0 points on things. All of his wraps and sandwiches have the points listed on a sticky note on top of them. The portion of crackers or whatever that he has for crunch, that's pointed. And it's just because I want him to get used to seeing the points and relating those numbers to those things so that he can develop a knowledge of what it is that he can go to when he needs something. And so I'm going to be doing that a lot. I think what I'm going to be doing is starting to prep and put different items that go in the refrigerator. They are going to be labeled with points as well, so that if he wants to grab those things out, he can readily see the points and put those into his app, which is really challenging for him to get to, you get to know a whole new system. But I'm really proud of him because he's really applying himself. So big kudos to him on that. So anyway, I did really well on this week. I kind of felt like if I could make it through this week during Christmas week, that I could make it through any week during the year. And so far, so good. I did go over my points on that Olive Garden night, but other than that, I've been on my Blue Dot. And Christmas Eve is when we celebrate our meal, our holiday meal, our Christmas meal. And so that is Friday. And we don't do turkey. We don't do ham. What we usually do is a seafood night. And we will have usually crab legs, clam chowder, sourdough bread. We have avocados for the sourdough bread and a cheese plate. And so what we're going to do this year is do kind of a crab boil. Crab legs have just been like ridiculously expensive this year. So we're going to have some crab legs, shrimp, some boiled corn, new potatoes, and some turkey caboolsa. And we're just kind of like going to, boil it like Joe's Crab Shack would do, that restaurant. And then aside from that, we'll have clam chowder, which I actually make in a lot lower fat. So it's a good pointed clam chowder. And I'll definitely be watching my points that night, but it's probably going to be my splurge night. So all of the weeklies I'm saving this week are going to go for that night. I am making a carrot cake. I have a video for the carrot cake. I'm going to put it below in case you're interested. And that is also going to be points that night. But my kids requested that, and so that's what's going to be the dessert. I'm not going to have like a myriad of desserts, just one dessert. Okay. And so I'm really kind of pulling back and trying to hone in and be more disciplined this year. And I think it's working. That's what the scale is saying. So I'm just going to keep going forward. All right, guys, and exercise, as far as exercise goes, I was just really busy walking this week. And so as far as getting into the gym, I didn't do any. I didn't do, really any treadmill or any weights or any real, structured exercise. I just got a lot of steps in because of all the hubbub that was going on. So anyway, so far so good. Thanks for tuning in and getting the update with me. I will see you guys really soon with hubby when we do one together.